This is a Gothic interchange in Cities Skylines 2. It's a high traffic, high speed system interchange designed to handle traffic changing from one highway to another. If you need a traffic fix in your highway for Cities Skylines 2, this could be what you're looking for. This is probably one of the best looking interchanges you can create, and I'll show you how to do it, and there's no mods required in this one. I couldn't find too many of these examples in real life, but the closest example to what I've built here was this one in Riyadh, if you want to check it out on Google Maps, in Saudi Arabia. Towards the end of the build it can get a little tricky. We'll need to delete and redraw some sections, so if you're building along I'd recommend saving regularly as you go along. Okay then, let's get started. We're going to start off by creating a cross section of 2-lane highway, one way with a gap of 2. Make sure you're pulling out at a 90-degree angle. We're snapping on, find the middle of the road here, then snapping off and pull out 20 meters, 45 degrees on each of the corners. We'll be using these markers for both the curved sections and the bridge sections later on in the build, so it comes in really useful. And just make sure you get your lengths and your angles correct here. Next we need to create ramp markers at 300 meters, then a further 200 meters down each highway section. Just repeat the process on every side and delete the markers outside of the highway as you go along. Delete the incoming highway section between the markers you just created. Grab the 2-lane highway again, take it out from where the road ends, raise it to 15 meters. And pull out as far as it will allow you before you hit the road again. Same again on all 4 sides. Upgrade the up-ramp sections you just created to 4-lane one-way highway. Create the extra lanes on both sides between the highway markers. Upgrade the flat road sections too to 4-lane as well. And again, you need to create the extra lanes on both the left and the right. Do the same on all 4 sections. Next we can delete the highways within the 300 markers. Leave the middle square and leave the markers that you pulled out of the 45 degrees at the beginning, we still need them. You should be left with something like this. On all of the highway ends, create a 40-meter extension and make sure you're creating them in the middle lanes. All snapping on, then switching to right angle snapping to get your 40 meters length. The purpose of these extensions, for the lower section it simply makes it easier to join the road in later on, and for the higher sections, whilst it's probably not technically necessary, but I did find it helps getting in the outside ramps in a little bit more consistently later in the build. Next up is the outer ramps. So with the 1-lane highway, find the outside right lane of the high ramp, pull straight out to the end of the 45-degree marker, and create your curve with the basic curve tool here. Just before touching the marker, reduce your height to 0 meters, and then find where you can join in the nearest lane to your right. This is where these little 40-meter extensions come into play. You can see that you're joining to the outside lanes every time without weird stuff happening on your road connections, so it definitely helps more with that consistency there. So just repeat on every side and then we'll move on to the inside curve sections. We need to pull out of the inside spare lane on the bottom section, so curve tool again, shoot for the 45-degree marker in the middle, and then find the outside lane on the upper road to the right. You'll need to raise it to 15 meters before snapping in. Same again on all four sides, then correct the traffic directions. If you're enjoying the video or you feel you're getting value from these builds, can I ask you to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Any engagement helps the video get recommended and it helps the channel out more than you might think. Thank you very much. We can delete the 45-degree markers now, they've done their job. Leave this square intact though, don't touch that. We're going to create our inside bridge section. So look for the point where it snaps, just outside the corner of the square, pretty much where the 45 degrees markers were. And then just create a 2-lane highway section at 10 meter height. The guidelines from the outside highway come in handy here. From the upper ramp, delete the extension. Select the 2-lane highway with the complex curve, and find the midpoint on the ramp and pull out from the very end point with all snapping on. Switch to right angle, snapping, and create the first part of the curve at 85 meters. With guideline snapping on, aim for an angle of approximately 153 degrees, and when you hit the middle bridge guideline, left click and pull it straight into the middle bridge at a height of 10 meters. Again, same on the other side. Put 85 meters out, angle of about 153, hit the guideline and pull straight into the bridge at 10 meters. Don't worry if you're a degree or two out or you're a meter or two out, as long as it works, it's all good. But if you use what I'm using, you know it's going to work. To connect the sections under the road, we're going to use the same complex curve tool, and it's pretty much the same measurements. So 85 meters out, straight ahead, angle of 153 degrees, till you hit the guideline, and then pull straight in, but this time at 0 meters, ground level. Okay. Toggle your snapping as required, and you should be able to get them in. Okay, now on to the trickier part. The issue that we're going to have trying to get the next section done is the support pillars for the upper ramp we've created. The only solution for this is to delete a couple of sections and redraw them in. Certainly not ideal, but it will work. If you're using dev mode or mods, then you'll probably be able to get these in without having to delete, but this is a vanilla build and I'm going to show you how to do it without mods. Delete the sections I'm showing you here. Use the complex curve tool again, pull out 170 meters, look for an angle of about 148 degrees, and once you hit that guideline, left click and complete the complex curve by hooking up the road. We're going to repeat the process on the opposite side with the same deleted sections and exactly the same complex curve measurements. So again, 170 meters, angle of 145, look for your guideline, left click, and complete the complex curve. So let's get those deleted sections back in. Complex curve again. In the 2-lane section, pull out 50 meters. Angle here should be about 145 degrees. Find your guideline, snap it on, draw it back in. Should go in nice and easy. We're going to flip over and we'll do exactly the same again on the other side. Use the normal curve tool now for the 1 lane section. Just pull straight out using the right angle snapping until you hit your guideline, and just reconnect it to the outside line. I found it easier to turn off all the other snapping options, just do the right angle one. It can get a little tricky if you have the rest of that stuff on, so make it easier for yourself. Correct the traffic directions and do the same on the other side. Right, on to connect the bridge section to the lower highway now. It's a very similar process to the last 2 sections that were just done, so you'll know what you're doing by now at this point. We need to delete the sections again like I'm showing you. From the bridge, we're going to reduce the height from 10 meters to 0 meters, pull out 150 meters and use an angle of 145 degrees. Find the guideline and complete the road. Flip over and do the same on the other side. For redrawing the 2-lane section in, you're going to need to pull out just over 50 meters at a height of 15 meters. I use 52 meters here. The angle to look for is 160 degrees, and again, just complete the road when you hit the guideline again. Repeat the process on the other side. Now we'll just redraw the 1 lane outer sections using exactly the same method as previously, and don't forget to correct the traffic direction here. Let's delete the little roads here, they're not necessary anymore. We'll have a little look around. If you want, you can add extra capacity on all of the right turns. You just simply upgrade your right turn ramps to 2-lane highway, then upgrade your 4-lane, both incoming and outgoing, to 5-lane. Make sure you're creating the extra lanes on the outside, and you'll see both of these versions on the cinematics now. Okay, so hopefully you should have something like this. Thanks for watching everyone. Here's a couple more videos for you. Go check them out. Thank you.